A coalition of Iowa public safety leaders and departments gathered this afternoon in Des Moines to raise concern over a bill that could require local 911 service boards to reimburse the Iowa Department of Homeland Security. The legislation is currently awaiting the governor's signature. The coalition includes Iowa State Sheriffs and Deputies Association and the Iowa Police Chiefs Association.
The state recently snuck in a bill which will allow the state to take funds from 911 calls, which they already take a large percentage, and they're going to take whatever they need. They did not put a cap on it. They did not put any rules on it. They can take what they feel is reasonable cost. It is a statewide issue that has great concern.
Now, Muscatine County Emergency Management Director is also concerned about the legislation, but thinks he has a funding solution.
Haley Bickelhaupt explains his suggestion and why one lawmaker says the bill is necessary. Haley.
Hey there, guys. Well, today I listened to both sides of this discussion, hearing why the legislation was proposed right before the appropriations bill was passed and what the impacts could be.
911 Muscatine, what is the address of your emergency?
Well, I'll tell you, when I woke up Friday morning, it did not feel good.
Chris Jasper was caught off guard by a provision in the Iowa appropriations bill.
It basically leaves a open blank check to the state to bill 911 service boards or 911 centers within the state of Iowa for cost of delivering 911 calls to their centers.
Right now, 60% of the dollar tax on your monthly cell phone bill goes to the local dispatch center. 40% is kept at the state level. 100% of taxes off of landline calls go to local centers.
The state has indicated that 40% is not enough for them to keep running the 911 program moving forward, and we recognize that and want to work with them in coming up with a common solution. The answer is just not taking it from the locals.
Iowa State Rep Mike Vondran says the Iowa Department of Homeland Security needs money for a big upgrade to the statewide call system.
And the cost on that's going to be approximately $3 million. Well, needless to say, the 40% share that Homeland Security presently retains is not going to be enough to cover that added expense.
Jasper says his association suggested raising the tax by 25 cents to meet the need. Vondran says there's a surplus of funds from local centers and points to $66 million in reserves.
There's no need for a tax when statewide, currently in that body of locals, there is a surplus of over $66 million.
Jasper says when distributed between Iowa's 99 counties, those funds don't go as far as some might think. He says that money is not typically used for operational costs.
911 centers are doing exactly what they're supposed to. They're budgeting, they're planning for their future needs and their equipment needs, and they're saving that money to pay for those projects.
Vondran says although the charge isn't set yet, centers will still be well funded.
This does not change funding for 911. They will continue to get the majority of the funding. That does not change. This is a short-term issue where we have this upgrade that's required, and it's going to require some sharing of some costs.
Jasper says if it's passed, the Muscatine Call Center will have to redo its budget, and it could limit their ability to upgrade their 10-year-old radio system.